All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do the last issue of Justice. This is from DC Comics, issue number 12 from 2007, covered by Alex Ross. It gives me that, 3D glasses feel, because it has the same-ish colors when you look through those 3D glasses and then you see this image, for 3D effect. It's not a 3D effect, but still. Anyway, without further ado, this is a thick issue, I must say, so we're going to dive right in. And the first thing, and that is one of the things that makes Superman heroic, he says that being bulletproof means nothing. There's no such thing as bulletproof. Anything that bounces off me hits someone else, could hit someone. The people in the most danger are those closest to me. Imagine living that with every day. Fantastic. So he's ripping through these toys of Toyman, right? And he's, Toyman shtick is, I don't know, kidnapping kids for some reason or whatever, right? And then he finds, because this is all in a 7 big sphere cities that is, scattered across the world. It's living in the ocean, in the sky, or somewhere else. And so Toyman is, of course, being transformed by Brainiac. He's controlling all his allies, if you can call it allies, right? And Superman noticed that Brainiac has hold of all of these atomic weapons, nuclear warheads, right? And Superman, he says, I'm going to stop them, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? That's the short version. Meanwhile, we're going to Batman, who has now, taken custody of, custody is not the right word. Luthor has been defeated, and he says, I'm a humanitarian, right? The agreement was that Brainiac would leave. He would leave humanity alone to grow and prosper and become all it could become. That's what I wanted. Yeah, but Batman says, you're a fool, right? And a criminal. He says, listen to me. Brainiac was only going to take those who wanted a free lunch, the lazy, the sick, the undisciplined, those who will look to others to save them. So he thinks that when the other group is staying behind, it would prosper humanity to greater heights, and Batman wouldn't be Batman anymore because there wouldn't no, crazy people, criminals like the Joker and all that stuff. Of course, Batman doesn't believe it. He says, you trust in an alien robot to make this possible? Brainiac hates all living things. Nuclear Armageddon was always his plan for those that remained. No, this would not happen if you all just lay down and died, he says. All right. So I have enough of this and your justifications. You're going to help us save every life on the planet, or you're going to get to die 10 minutes before everyone else. So he's threatening him. You don't have to tell me, Grodd. I know he's not bluffing. I don't have to justify anything, Batman. I was trying to save humanity. Good, then do it now. All right. And then, so it seems that they need Grodd to use the yellow ring to stop the Armageddon. But it's not charged, and Luthor has it somewhere in his pocket. Right? He says, the only one that's going to survive is Superman. That was part of the dream. Is that really what you want? Well, that's a good question because Luthor hates Superman. So if Superman survived, he wouldn't like that. Brainiac couldn't possess you, Luthor, like the other criminals. You had your force field, so you were free to make your choices. You still are. If this is the last day of humanity, it won't be the conspiracy of criminals that is to blame. It will be Lex Luthor, the great humanitarian. All right, so Adam grabs the yellow battery, right? Meanwhile, we have Green Lantern, Supergirl, and other heroes trying to battle or survive. Scarecrow's gas, right? Because the people are now so scared and crazy, right? So we have to deal with crowd control. So Superman comes in, right, through the dome. And then we have Supergirl and Green Lantern and Red Tornado using their powers to disperse of the fear gas. And Superman wants to speak with Brainiac, but he's jumping from body to body. And he says, Manta has your son, Aquaman. That was Brainiac's plan, should be cut off from the teleporter. The rest of you get the people off those cities. If we don't, they'll be as dead as the automatons Brainiac would have formed from the people of Earth. But then, there's some silly bit here. So Scarecrow is, going away or trying to escape. And then, oh no, we have Dracula Joker here. And he says, Joker, we're friends, super friends. And he bites them anyway, right? And he's laughing crazy. He's probably not dead, but maybe unconscious, I guess. Anyway, so, Supergirl and her team is trying to go to Poison Ivy cities. Aquaman going to Black Manta cities, and Diana, Wonder Woman, is going to the city of Cheetah. So this is the sphere that I talked about, right? And Diana is dying because Cheetah attacked her, and there's something happened to her. Wonder Woman has been made of clay, as probably you all know. I hope you all know, but if you don't, you know now. And she's been cooked. She's been cooked from the inside, and that means she's dying, right? So she says, "Hey, evacuate all these other people. I deal with Cheetah," right? So she was a friend of mine once, but it was a long time ago, back when she could be saved. And this is how she looks now. She has the lasso of truth around her, right? He says, "You can't hurt me anymore, Priscilla. Did you really think I would be patient forever? Did you really think I would let you take away the very people I left Paradise Island to serve? Did you, Cheetah?" And, she's now headbutting her, and Cheetah's now unconscious. Meanwhile, we go to the place, Toyman's place, some kind of a factory, I guess, right? So Superman, Zatanna, and Red Tornado is here, and there's some Brainiac zombies, right? And they're dealing with them. Brainiac? I wondered when we would speak Kryptonian. Your great plan is over. It failed. I saw what you did to Toyman. He's more a machine now than human. What were you trying to accomplish? So he talks about that, that they are similar, he and Superman, because both our people was taken away from us. So his plan was to make a new Kolu. The Kolu is the planet where he came from. You're turning into mechanical robots like you so you can have people to rule? You're killing them. In the present form, they're useless. Kill isn't a fair word to use at all, Superman. Look at them. Is it really worth your potential to spend your days defending them? And he crashes then the skull, but of course, Brainiac is teleporting away again, and they keep following him, right? Meanwhile, we have Supergirl dealing with Poison Ivy. She's using her heat vision, and she's done for. Since they're how do you say, miniature worm robots are not in the superheroes anymore, they pretty much unbeatable. Since, this is just only Poison Ivy here. And normally they were getting overwhelmed by other supervillains as well, but every supervillain has their own city. So I find it weird that Poison Ivy doesn't have a group of other supervillains to fight with her and for her. So from now on, every supervillain is now easily defeated, I think. Meanwhile, nuclear weapons are being launched. And so Martian Manhunter is now saying to Grodd, "Hey, I'm going to merge you with Luthor, and we're trying to stop them," right? This, taking with the yellow ring. The power of the yellow ring will redirect the missiles on a global scale. The missiles are everywhere. The news of this day travels over the internet before it reaches the television. All over the world, people look up in the sky and hope, but there is no Superman. Oh, man. So, and then we go to Black Manta's city, and Arthur Curry is here, and he's being attacked by other people that, has similar attire of Black Manta, but he's getting overwhelmed because, he cannot He's still a king and a ruler, but he's not a murderer. Um, so all these people are attacking him, you know. So Black Manta says, is he really worth that much? Yes, says Aquaman. Then don't fight back, and I will return him to his mother unharmed. Unharmed? So he's throwing away his staff, and then he's getting his armor ripped off and being beaten by these people. Now, I'm coming back to this a little bit in a second, because I have something to say about this particular part here. She says, how many of my people were beaten before the eyes of their children? How many times we were the victim of someone else's will? So he's playing the race card, the victim card, right? He said, this is you, Manton. You have enslaved them. So Aquaman is throwing his words back at him. What did you say? What you've done to your people is no different from what others have done. How dare you? You're controlling him for your costume, aren't you? Part of Brainiac's gift. So he's getting beaten. Why are you taking the freedom from your... he says, look at what you've done. And then he says, kill the child. I command you, I said, to kill him. But then the people who are not being controlled anymore because of this equipment, machineries that's been destroyed, he says, no. And then he sees it himself against the humanity of those he established the city for. He sees his hate, what he did in the name of his own brand of justice, and becomes human because of it. You're right. I did that to my people. No, I really don't have the right to call them my people anymore. This is all I have left. My only chance. But then Aquaman is ripping his weapon out of him and beating him down. He says, I live beneath the seas. I rule and live in a kingdom surrounded by pressures beyond any human ability to measure. What chances did you ever have against me? Now, I like this, what he's saying, but it doesn't ring true because he's being beaten up by a group of people here. If your skin is so dense, which it should, why did you get beaten up and bleeding by a group of people who are basically no stronger than a human being, right? So it doesn't make any sense because Aquaman once upon a time, went toe-to-toe with Superman and other superpowered beings. Yeah, of course, Superman is stronger, but still, he is, pressure and strong and all that stuff. And yet he's bleeding. Doesn't make any sense to me. All right. So, while Superman and the others are dealing with Brainiac's robots, right? He says, Brainiac's jumping again. Solomon Grundy ripped the hole in this city, so the heroes need to get out of here as soon as possible. And we see this nuclear weapons being just, in the sky. It's working, Batman. The missile's course are changing. Have you confirmed with Hal? We're going to trust him to do his part in this. And it looks all cool, right? The art is fantastic. But then Luthor is teleporting away. And the ring tells Hal, ring's charge is on reserve. Must recharge to ensure survival of Green Lantern of Sector 2814. No. Continue, he says. Hal is a true hero. And then we go to Luthor and Brainiac. Luthor, where am I? This is not the body I chose. No, it is not. I changed the programming into one of your bodies to draw you to it. I knew you were going to betray me, Brainiac. You're an alien. Do you also want me to reveal how to stop the missiles, partner? Partner, as if such thing were possible between us. I wanted you to know, when mankind does not die this day, was because of me. So he wants to be, become the hero that stopped the nuclear fallout, right? Or the nuclear war, or nuclear Armageddon, if you will. So Brainiac says, well, you know what? You do what you do. I'm going to teleport away, pick up my air from Manta, collect my people and my new cities. But he says, I'm stuck. I cannot leave this body. And he says, what have you done to me, Luthor? There's only one body you can go to, Brainiac. The body you have in your ship. Get the hell off my planet, he says. He's been teleported away. But then he realizes, that's what he wants. But then Satana stops him. And also his force field is off. So he cannot be teleported away. Well, Brainiac is leaving the body, going to the one body left in his ship. And yeah, Luthor has been dealt with. So, while the heroes are escaping the sunken city, Ring incapable of protecting Green Lantern, charge depleted. So Hal comes in to the rescue and hopefully he will save humanity. You failed, human. I would have needed to get off planet regardless. Your entire race has come to its long overdue end. But then he sees an eye. It seems that he has shrunken himself. I mean, Brainiac and his ship, so that it's been staying hidden. But now it's been revealed because Satana followed him, right? So Superman uses his super breath to freeze the ship of Brainiac so he cannot go anywhere. But Satana has a very hard time because she's in space. And Brainiac screams, right? But then, in the end, humanity is saved by the Green Lantern Corps because Hal knew they would respond at, his call for help. Super awesome, right? So, humanity saved for now. So Superman is racing back to Earth, and I really like this shot, right? So he's entering the atmosphere, so his body is burning, but he's invulnerable, right? But it looks super cool. And then he says, "No one going to die. Satana, do you hear me?" And he's doing CPR, and she's breathing again, and she says, "Skanat, Skanat," and I mean, thanks, because she's using her spells in reverse, right? I like that. Later on, we go to Themyscira, where Wonder Woman's body is dying, and we see Hippolyta, her mother, right? Begging to the gods to save her daughter. The heroes are here, but they cannot look. It's forbidden to look, and to see how this is all happening. So Hippolyta, probably said it, Hippolyta, is begging to the gods, talking to the gods. I says, "Please, you haven't given so much. I was once mistaken to think you have given me a daughter. I tried to hold on her so tightly. You gave the world a champion, one you meant for me to steward until it was time for it to go, until the world needs her. There is so much needed still. Please don't let her die this way." Is it working? I don't know. I'm not allowed to look. Neither am I. But then another Diana has been created from clay. I'm not sure if the queen is doing that or that maybe the gods is doing that. But her life essence is now being transferred to the other body. And Diana lives again. Awesome. So, and now we have here the aftermath. Batman is looking, into Arkham Asylum. Brainiac's been stowed away in a Kandorian bottle, in the bottle of Kandor, right? And all the other villains are being returned to Arkham Asylum. Basically, he's now saying, hey, there's a lot of things happening, and he's wondering if humanity is changed, if they can live with the changes, because they were on the brink of destruction, right? And he says, Wonder Woman's sister were freed from slavery, yet look at Paradise Island. Hal Jordan got his power from a terrible accident, just as Barry. We all have been changed by our tragedies, no matter how much we have tried and should try them to avert them, no matter what cures we seek or whom we seek them from. And look at this. This is the Legion of Superheroes, because it all leads to the Legion of Superheroes in the end. And I like that Alex Ross, who is a fan of the classics, is using their original haircuts and their costumes, right? So Batman continues, these challenges have been given each of us a desire for justice, a hatred of injustice. It has changed us. It could change anybody, everybody. Imagine, if you will, Alfred, a world to come, a world of transformed, a humanity beyond even our wildest imaginations. If our lives and the struggles we face were able to purchase that future, how could we not be grateful for the opportunity to fight for that possibility, that tomorrow? Perhaps, Alfred, one day, humanity, or what humanity will become, will look back at this time and see the beginning of change, of transformation in something greater. Perhaps they see new perspective, a new fearlessness, even when faced with a fight we would never choose. Or perhaps nothing will happen. But I can hope, can I? I can hope that this will not have been all for nothing, because I see it in the lives of the Justice League. I see it in the lives of my friends. And that is, my friends and dear viewers, the end of this book and this series. So if you want to pause the video and while read this, you can do that, right? So this is probably the other cover. I thought, hey, this is another one, but no, this is the end. It's just another cover. So guys, let me know in the comments what you think about it. It is a great ending. It's not really a great, fantastic, rememberable story. Probably I'm a little bit blinded by nostalgia and all these great, superheroes battling supervillains in all their classic costumes and in classic iterations. I really love them. I'm a sucker for that. So for me, this is good. But if you look at it as a whole, it is an okay story. It's a good story. I give it probably a 7 out of 10 or something, 7.5, But overall, it is not a bad book. It's actually a fun book, but you have to read it back to back. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.